Hello, my lovely friends. This is Marta. Welcome back. Today I'm super excited because I couldn't wait to share with you this happy news. I recently joined a new design team and I will be working with the art story Karolina Binkowska. This is a very popular and one of the most talented crafters in Poland. So I'm super excited that I'm not only going back home, but I also will be having some work among with the another very talented Polish crafters, and I will be joining a community crafting community there. Here you can see a tiny selection of the papers designed by Karolina. She's having her store. I will link all the social media and link to her store down below because she is designing paper. She's also having some chipboards, stencil, masks, all different type of assortment for the crafting. I only pick up a few digital papers for now because, as you know, I will be moving. So I just took the papers I could print, and the rest of the crafty goodies I will be playing with once we go back home. Now, I'm gonna be creating the card using selection of random papers. They are mixed beautifully, so I will give you the full description of all the products I'm using here today. But I wanted to give a second try to this SIZZIX machine. Someone told me, and you can see at the beginning, once you score, you should keep the ruler moved to the side under 90-degree angle. That was one of the friends commenting under the video. And I'm sorry, I forgot. I've started recording the voiceover and I didn't check who was mentioning that. It make it easier, but I don't know. I'm happy with the machine. I'm not gonna be throwing it away, but it's definitely, for me, nothing will replace the guillotine, especially that later on you will see, once I will be chopping the paper, this trimmer will catch the paper at some point and create a little dents. The line, it's not gonna be super like 100% straight. I was trying to cut a teeny tiny very narrow strip of the paper and the trimmer will drag it. It's not gonna be, I haven't met the trimmer which will be working as good as the guillotine. So for that, I think I would prefer the guillotine rather than trimmer on this tool. But I have it and I'm enjoying it. And it's nice that, as I've mentioned, once I'm recording the videos or do something, I don't have to switch in between the different tools. I just could have this one on my table. But going back to new design team, this is a beautiful collection, romantic shabby, and I just love these paper. The blue one is actually from the different collection, and these papers, they are coming in digital form. And what I can tell you is there's some collection with the papers by 10. You've got the bundle of 10 paper, but there's also a single page, as you could see at the beginning, with the ephemera elements to cut. These are just gorgeous. There's so many of them. There's such a big selection there that I couldn't even pick up all I wanted. Like, there's so many more. I only print a small selection of them. And what I also wanted to tell you, that these are very, very inexpensive as well, because ephemera packs, I think they cost like $2 or like under £2. It's like £1.80 per full sheet. Like, you've got A4 size paper with tons of the elements to print. So I am encouraging you to check, and I'm also encouraging you to check the Karolina channel. There's loads of the videos on her channel with loads of the inspiration. She is recording in Polish, but you can put subtitles, and some of the videos, they actually have a music background. So they are, even though there's no like wordings, there's sentiments saying like what size of the paper, but there's no like chat through. So even if you don't speak Polish, you can still watch the videos, you can still enjoy them, and she is making beautiful cards. So I'm super, super excited that I'll get to work with her and learn from her, because she is also a very skilled photographer. She's doing lots of like courses for photography and filming. So that's something I'm also exciting, because that will be a super great learning curve for me as well. I also have online classes this coming Friday, so this is more information for my Polish friends, but everyone are welcome. Even if you don't speak Polish, you can still join. I will be doing live classes on her group, on her page. Sorry, I will give you the link down below, because we're gonna be doing a very beautiful easel card. This is gonna be a vertical easel card, and I am inviting you. Everyone are welcome to join me for a chit chat and for creating the card. Now I am adding the layers, and you could see I was using the scissors to distress the edges. This is where the guillotine create this little dents. So I don't give up. If you're gonna have the same thing with your paper, you can always grab the scissors, go around the edges, and this distressing the edge will help you to disguise any imperfection. Don't throw away the paper, or you can slightly, you know, trim it to the smaller size, and that will be good as well. I wanted to add some extra touch to my card, because I normally use lots of the foam flowers, or like, you know, three-dimensional flowers on my projects, but this time I had nothing ready on hand. But to make the card appear a little bit more special, more luxurious touch, there's so many different things you can do. You can add handmade flowers, you can add some pearls, some ribbons, and one of the things which always in my opinion, which is always helping the card to, you know, appear more luxurious, is adding different fabrics, different laces and ribbons. And this is what I do here. I add a couple of different layers, even though later on I will kind of, you know, add elements on top, and some of them will be, you know, cover, but you can still see through. There will be some ribbons coming out, so this is a nice touch. And some of the ribbons I actually have like those lacy borders. You can go to the thrift store and buy those like old tablecloths. They have those like a knitted like a crochet lace endings, so you can buy those very cheaply, and then just cut them and keep the bits for yourself, you know, to use them with the crafts. Now for this front panel, because I have those laces, I'll have to lift it with the double-sided foam tape. This way it will rise the paper across the card, because if you would just, you know, add it with the glue on the areas when I have that lace folded around, that will create this like bump on the card. So if I'm adding those lace, I'm wrapping around the card, I usually lift that layer with the double-sided foam tape. Now I've decided to use this very old die. This is from Tonic, and it's one of those mixed media die. These are super thick, so they're not as thin as a regular die. So for those of you, my friends, if you will decide to use dies like that, you make sure you put like a proper plate. I think I've managed to pass through my machine, but just double check, because with the thicker die you don't want to destroy your machine. So it's better to, you know, check, and if you think it's too much, then you know, take away the plate or mat and replace it with something a little bit thinner. I've cut few layers here. I've got 4 layers in total. 2 of them I cut from the different color paper. It's a little bit more cream than white, but it would not matter, because as long as you have some, you know, extra dimension, that's what I was going after. I wanted to create this kind of a chipboardy looking frame, but because I don't had any chipboard, I just decided to use the paper instead, and you can see how beautifully it looks like with the with this paper. Now I've got myself a bunch of the elements, most of them coming from the one sheet of paper. Those like flowers, this little bird and clock, these are from one design, and then the butterfly and this couple extra greenery are from different design, and there's a sentiments. All of them are available on the Karolina store, so all the links to the papers I've been using, I will give you them in the description area for you to check. And I'm trying to arrange them in a nice way. Some of the elements like this clock and a bird, I will lift with the double-sided foam tape. This helps the elements to kind of pop out more, and they're not appearing so flat. And for some of the elements like the flowers I have, you can slightly bend them with your fingers, and this will also give you a little bit more dimension. For the bird, I was trying to see, like, oh, I don't know, I was changing it several times, like how to position it in few places, but I've got it. And I must tell you, my friends, I really like this color combination. This card is really colorful. There's some touch of the blue, red, pink, brown, all sorts of color. It's absolutely like, rainbow color patterns here, but it's very nice, and these color are very muted. It's nice soft pastel touch, but they have this little bit like a muted brownish tone, like almost like a vintage style, so I really like them. And for those who want to know, I think I was saying this several times, but because we're talking about the digital papers, just to let you know, I have this Epson EcoTank printer. So these are super, economical if it's coming for printing your own design, because you've got the ink in those big balls which you top up your printer, rather than buying those cartridges. And I've print tons of the papers. I print loads of my design. I'm printing now lots of KAROLINA designs and all other bits all the time. I'm using my printers basically every day, and it's very, very economical. So if anyone would be wondering for digital papers what kind of a printer you want to buy, you're looking on something to buy, definitely EcoTank is it would be my choice number one. And I had a few other printers in the past, but these, even though they were cheaper, way cheaper than the EcoTank, the running, constantly needing of buying a new cartridges was adding to the price. So for me, since I switched, I think it's been like over 2 years, nearly 3 years, as I have the EcoTank printer. It's definitely best investment I made if it comes for using the digital designs and printing your own papers. I'm adding the elements with the help of the hot glue, and I'm just arranging them, randomly, trying to have like kind of a like nice flow, not randomly, but just like, trying to create this like a randomness flow on the card. And in few places, I still want to have this frame visible. So it will be just, something nice. And because I have this white area all around my card, like I have this white card base, then I think it's really looking nice with the white frame. I have a couple of the sentiments. These are in Polish, which says like spread your wings, start the adventure. So I thought it would be a nice quote for me starting my new adventure with the art story. So this is why I chose those sentiments, and that will be a kind of mix and match first card, but you're definitely gonna see a lot more of them coming, and I hope you will enjoy them too. Now, as a last touch, I've decided to have a couple extra butterflies, and I really like that they are in a blue color tone because they correspond nicely with this bird, which is sitting on the left side on my card. And I think even though this card is fairly flat, it doesn't have any bulky flowers, it doesn't have those like a big pearls or a ribbon string and the other elements which I normally add to my card. I think it's turned out really dimensional, and I quite like it. This different colorful color tones you can find on this card, and this will be great idea for birthday, for any other basically any occasion you want to. You can just switch the sentiment and create, or give it to a friend, have something like a nice quote from your favorite song or movie or something. So that's kind of a multi-occasional, multicolored and multi-occasional card I'm gonna be making today. And even though it has so many different elements, it will still pack flat in the envelope, so I really like it how it turned out. In the minute you're gonna see a couple of the close-up look, and of course please share the video, give it a like, say hi in a comment. This is a huge help for me as a creator. Anytime you interact with the video, this helps me to grow my channel, so thank you so very much. I also encourage you to check KAROLINA channel and sign up, subscribe to the channel over there, because there's so many different beautiful videos there from her and from her whole design team on her channel too. So here are the close-up look. Thank you so very much for everyone who watched the video, and I wish you all a fabulous day. Stay blessed, and I hope to see you shortly. Bye bye.